Pre-trailer thoughts. We got him. You got him. We want him. You want him. Here we go.
Right.
I was pointing around the room as I did that.
Good. We could definitely hear the movement. So, as you are probably aware, the Season 2 trailer for the content that's going to be dropped on us is coming out relatively soon. As of recording, yes. As of recording, it is 2 days-ish. This is a Monday. It's coming out on Wednesday.
Love Mondays.
And they've kind of given us in the thumbnail of this video.
Yeah, we'll start with the thumbnail.
And the description, a rough overlook as to what to expect. And obviously we've been getting hints and drops of it in streams, but this is it, right? They are going to tell us basically everything that's going to be in it on the grander scheme. It's not going to be going through every overclock, but yeah, this is going to be everything. And we're just speculating any last minute things, because they've thrown something in last minute, which we'll get to later, that no one really expected.
Well, it's sort of a bonus topic that I want to discuss right at the end, because it either has meaning or doesn't. And I know that sounds obvious, but it's sort of an aspect of the season that may or may not exist, that is purely hypothetical, but I still want to bring it up. And I'll hopefully I'll make you understand what I mean by any of this. Oh, maybe I won't.
Maybe
anyway,
he
carry
won't.
on.
But to start somewhere, because there is a good chunk of not a lot of information, but enough to dissect. The thumbnail, obviously we've caught multiple glimpses of him.
Him.
But also
the Nemesis.
The Nemesis. Named,
the rival
for
Nemesis.
Some reason, name dropped. They could have easily have not dropped the name, right? They added it in with brackets. So they wanted us to know that he is called the Nemesis. And he is pretty badass looking.
Mean looking bugger. I like the fact that, because with the caretaker, it has the tendrils.
Yeah.
Or the limbs. But it sort of has like an infinite number of those. Well, there's 4 places they can come out of, but it can also they can come out the ground sometimes. This guy, it's just like a flying robot with 2 massive arms.
Yeah.
They're its arms.
And it also, because I'm looking at it now, first of all, there's Driller, right? Someone commented on this, but we were kind of wondering where Driller was in the original release. He is being manhandled by this beast and trying to radiate its arm. But his arms are different. I don't know if you're seeing that. The arm grabbing Driller is a 3-pronged arm. I
can't actually see it. I can't see.
Right. Well, I'm describing
whole arm.
It is like grabbing Driller. It has 3 little hands. It can grab things. The other one has 2 prongs, and it looks like it's a lot more shooty than the other arm. So I think it might be there might be variants, or this might just be what it is for all of them. But yeah, I think there might be one arm that grabs or attacks, punches, and then a longer range or just shooting arm, and that might be its dynamic, or that just might be overreading that. But he's pretty cool looking. He's like a little. Is there a name for that shape? I mean, it's like a pyramid with another pyramid stuck to the bottom. So I guess a 3D diamond, but a bit cut off at the bottom for a jet.
It's kind of flat too.
Yeah, we'll call him a slab. He's a nice slab of
it's a bit rude,
rival tech, and he's got a fat glowing eye, which seems to be a very big design flaw for the rival techs. They like big glowing weak points in their designs, and they've gone for it again here. So he is pretty, I mean, he is something. And there's the caretaker ominously
in the background,
floating
in the background. But why?
That he doesn't.
Which means, does this mean that the caretaker is playing a specific role in the season? There's no reason to actually put him in this image.
We know it's to do with the caretaker and the rival tech, right? Obviously we can figure it out. There's no reason for the caretaker to be there unless this is either saying that the caretaker is moving out of his position, or these guys maybe only spawn in the new in the rival, what's it called, the game mode with the caretaker, industrial sabotage. It might be that he isn't a common enemy, really, or like he's.
Well, they call it a major enemy, which I find a weird labelling because that's not a boss. But it is, right. This guy's not a boss fight. This is going to be a boss fight. Major enemies are weird, but I think it works. I think major enemies sort of in terms of the update.
I don't think you could like put a specific. I don't think we really have the same tier, but right, this guy is either like a Betsy, right? He's either like an actual threat that isn't inherently a boss, or he's more like a oppressor of the rival tech. I feel like he's a bit overhyped for like just being like the strongest version of a normal guy, but he might still be just like a just a bigger guy that isn't that insane.
Silly little guy.
He's anything but little. I mean, that's a chance.
So you're saying it could fit more into the general assortment of rival tech enemies.
As much as I think a major enemy would be pretty cool. As mentioned, the rival tech is severely lacking in just enemies. You know what I mean? As far as enemies that go to you to hunt you down, there is only shredders and the like recon ones. That's it. They're the only two portable robots. So I think if there was like a big guy, that would kind of round it out. You know what I mean? It's like there's a swarm of them, and there's like. It's
upscaled, definitely, but this is sort of like the Praetorian, basically.
Yeah, Praetorian pushing Repressor, because I think the Recon... The drones are kind of harder than Glyphids. I mean, Shredder's iffy, right? But they're like swarmers that can fly. Recon drones, I'd say they're harder than Grunts by a ton.
I mean, a patrol bot, I'd say is probably equal to... I'd put them on the same level as Praetorians, because Praetorians aren't overly difficult.
Patrol bots I have immeasurable difficulty dealing with, unless I've got a flamethrower, which I rarely do, unless it's like, the actual mission that I go in there for. But if then, there's this big guy that is like the big guy around them. Like, he still could be a special guy, but he's kind of one of many, kind of. He's like the heart of like a swarm, basically.
Well,
like there's quite a few recon drones, ungodly amounts of shredders, and like one of this guy, that kind of thing. So
that idea works, though, assuming that a rival tech swarm quotes is a tangible thing.
Yes,
and
which
it could be
with the new rival warning that they have specific. We always knew they were going to add a warning.
Is that the name though?
It is literally new rival warning. That is it's the first bit of juicy content they even like give you.
Yeah, but that won't be the name of the warning.
Probably
the
not.
Could be called rival escalation,
or just or like rival invasion, or just rival something, right? Like, point is, I think that is going to be. It's going to be a bit like elite threatish. Or like like Swarmageddon or something like that, where it's just this being there implies this enemy being there, right? Like, because normally you'd only bump into rival tech in a normal mission if there's a prospector or a data deposit. Now it seems like there's going to be a warning, and also and maybe a new event, but we'll get to that. Now there's going to be a warning that probably. Most simply would be that there are just going to be recon drones or shredders that just exist in the cave, probably turrets and that as well. Like, the cave is going to be kitted out like the industrial sabotage mission, but it's just a normal like mining one or something like that, which I think would be pretty difficult. I think that would make it quite hard. Like, if you go into
like the idea that all enemies are replaced with rival tech enemies, but I don't even know if that's too ambitious. I think it's only ambitious in the way that they need more enemies.
Yeah, there just isn't enough range. And I think that there's enough turrets. There's like more diverse turrets. There's like the sniper turrets. There's the push away ones. There's the actual normal turrets. There could be arms as well. Like tendrils could just be a normal threat that's like chilling around. Like there's plenty of stationary enemies as far as like rival stuff goes, but I don't think a swarm of them would really do much. I mean, they would do much. I hate the recon drones, but they wouldn't be that interesting. You know what I mean? I mean, I think like as I hope that they kind of add in to like the whole you know, there's like, oh, it's a swarm coming, or like a Praetorian swarm, they now add like, you know, like that would still be pretty interesting. As much as the diversity is a bit less, those kind of swarms are like that. You know what I mean? The Praetorian swarms, they are Praetorians or like oppressors. That's like it. So as far as variety goes, you don't really expect that much with those kind of swarms, which you know, this will be fine with. But as far as the only things you'll find in that cave, I mean, that's not even in the case in the industrial sabotage mission. So I don't know.
I think it's possible that it would just be like, throughout the mission, at least one swarm will be a tech swarm.
Maybe, but they can't guarantee that there'll be a swarm.
No, I suppose not.
I think like at the bare minimum, I think the cave is going to be just like not full in necessarily, but like the actual like cave rooms that you bump into will probably have some turrets around, like industrial sabotage. I think that would be a reasonable thing for a warning to do, right? Like that, so like they just add in them, and like probably also have shredders and recall drones as normal enemies. But even then, that, you know, and it might also be, thinking about it, because you know Elite Threat, they were going to just have that be a normal thing, and then Elite Threats was like, but Elites were too hard, so they kind of put it into a single warning. It could be that the new rival warning is the only time you could bump into this new enemy, because he's too hard to have kind of just strolling around.
So you're saying the Nemesis could actually be like,
the Nemesis could be like
spawns in Mission, but only on this mutator.
Could be, yeah.
But if it would work like that, I would still say it would be a much higher chance.
Yeah, I think it might be like a kind of guaranteed thing, probably. Like he is in the cave, basically. Like you will bump into him at some point.
But is that too much? Because you have to assume that there will be at least one mission with this warning on every rotation.
Probably, but is there? I mean, like, how often are elite threats a thing, or like Swarmageddons? I've only seen a couple Swarmageddons since release. Like they're not. They don't feel that common sometimes. Like there are a ton of other warnings that could be around. But I don't know. I think that's probably just about like everything the rival warning could be. I don't think there's like anything that would surprise, like, oh, surprise that this caretaker is just like in the mission that you have to fight and take down.
Yeah, but like, what if that is it though?
If that is it, I will.
Is a caretaker there?
I will literally. I don't know. I don't know what I could do. I don't know. I can't think of a punishment high enough, but it's just not happening. So, I mean, right, a caretaker might be there, right? If the caretaker is on the move, fair enough. But I mean, like an industrial sabotage, just kind of.
Well, they might be escorting it.
Yeah, that is a thought. But yeah, we kind of knew there was going to be a warning, and we knew that it was going to be a robots like based kind of season. So a rival warning was not a surprise, but the details of what it actually.
Tell us about it a while ago. No details still.
The details
only
is
the more
we're
shown
unclear
allows
of.
us to speculate more precisely.
Yeah,
we don't actually know how close we get.
I feel like we've covered quite a few horizons. Like we should be good, and if they did something we didn't even guess, then bravo once again. Like it's quite hard to guess sometimes. But okay, we'll kind of gloss over this because there's going to be far too much to talk about. New secondary weapons, everyone knows about them.
We talk about the weapons now.
Yeah, like we knew there was going to be secondary weapons. That's basically the only thing they've been pushing for the last couple months, or month I suppose, of like new content.
What they're going to show us. What's the trailer actually going to show us that we don't know about the weapons?
Yeah, they're not going to go through all the overclocks and upgrades, which they have been doing on the streams.
Actually, they do give a short explanation. Because in like the bottom left of the screen when you're looking at a weapon in the equipment terminal, it's like an information panel, I guess.
Right.
And it's the short description of the weapon. And I think they just read those out in the trailer, so it will tell us something about the weapons. It's usually that accompanied with like little snippets of gameplay. It'd probably be one of the shorter parts of the trailer, actually.
Yeah, because also and the same reason why it's a short part of this video. There's not much to say really. Like a lot of stuff has already been said, and a lot of stuff doesn't need saying. You're just going to use them, right? Like, that's all you really need to know is what they feel like in your own hands, and you can't tell someone that. So there's that.
Well, there are some things that you said. So, I mean, I don't. we know more than we did, so we do know a fair bit about the weapons.
Yeah,
There is a lot to say about them.
they've been in the streams. They've
Upgrades and
been
overclocks.
playing them quite a bit, and we should know more after next stream. We might know about all of the stuff, or like all of the guns.
Yeah, I'm just gonna throw a little what's the word?
Theory.
Bombshell. I'm gonna throw a little bombshell on you, and we're gonna move on without discussing it. But the wave cooker isn't actually inherently doesn't inherently use radiation.
I think I heard that. I think it leans more
Moving
towards
on.
burn. But yeah, new mission event. We kind of seen this as in literally, right? I mean, obviously there was the leaks that they've done, but also in the developer stream, they bumped into it in one of their missions, and there is.
It's the thing with the decoy dwarves, right?
Probably, yeah. I think that is because it is the wires and like satellite-ish, not satellites really, but like the 3-pronged things that shoot up into the air, kind of lookalikes. Like that is the event, right? They just bumped into it into a mission. There was no warning. There wasn't anything for them to have activated. It's just a mission event, which is like a call.
Will it still be data cells though? What are you getting from this?
We
and are the other seasonal events still present? I don't know.
We have no idea, but I mean,
I would guess so because they're only adding one. So I would guess that the other 2 from last season are remaining.
Yeah, I feel like
and they'll be faded out in some way next season because we know about next season.
Yeah, we won't mention it now. You'll have to watch our podcast on Friday.
You'll have to listen to our podcast.
That too.
Watch it with your ears.
Yeah. But yeah, the new mission event, this is probably the thing they've been keeping most secretive at the moment. Like they've just let go of the weapons, right? They're like, everyone, here's the weapons, here's like most of the upgrades and even overclocks, right? Like you guys just know this now. But as far as the mission event goes, they are really trying to not leak the details.
I put the same. I say the same things about the warning. They've been secretive about the actual specifics of both those things. We don't know any of the specifics really.
Yeah.
Because they said they encountered it during a dev stream, but they tried to get away.
Yeah, they didn't even want to look at it, let alone interact with it.
It's a bit rude.
But yeah, then there's a new major enemy, which we mentioned earlier.
The
Nemesis. New major enemy. I mean, obviously, he's obviously bigger than a grunt. He's obviously more threatening, but we don't really know what they consider to be a major enemy in the game. Like, is there tiers of enemies that major is like, ooh, oh god, there's a new dreadnought. They're a major enemy.
I think those are major enemies.
They could be. I mean, I feel like but I also think that there's obviously a boss type enemy, right? I don't think they consider the caretaker or even probably dreadnoughts as like major enemies. I think they're more boss enemies, right?
Well, I think they actually are major enemies in the sense that what I think they mean by that is a major enemy that is the point of something. The caretaker was sort of the point of last season. The dreadnoughts, when they added the new dreadnoughts, they were sort of the point of that update. Yeah. I think that's a possible definition of major enemy. I can't really say to certain what they actually mean by that.
I mean, clearly, the Nemesis is the new addition.
It's gonna have a boss health bar, like
100%,
right?
Yeah,
top of the screen.
I mean, I think Nemesis. That's why they named it. You know what I mean? That's gonna be pretty sick. You're just kind of walking around, or maybe like you have to activate something, but all of a sudden the Nemesis appears at the top of your screen, and you're like, oh, piss! Oh god! Oh dear! You scrounge around like you're about to get like molested by this black slab. But
kill dwarf.
Yeah. But we really don't know much more about him either. Because I think he does in some way tie to the mission event, right? That I think because I think the
There
first time we
can't be any
saw
doubt about it.
first time we saw him was with the machine event with the whole fake dwarf cry, right? Like that was the kind of time that that was both of them were teased, were together. So there probably is some connection with them, but it may go beyond that.
We can throw in a quick assumption, I guess, that there are going to be new challenges. I think they said that originally there's going to be new challenges every season. I mean, there has to be. So it's just like, complete a mission with the warning on. That's going to be a challenge to advance the performance pass.
Every warning they had that.
I don't know.
Oh, challenges, right. Yeah.
Wait, hold on. Do you think I was talking about milestones?
Yeah, well,
Because there'll be one for that as well.
Yeah, there'll be obviously the warning. There's always a one for the warning, but I mean, if that's the only milestone they add, then I would not be surprised or anything. But I don't know. I feel like they might want to add more, but
they don't need to add more milestones.
They don't need to.
With all the perk points.
Well, they mentioned that on the stream, but the same thing as always. They have way more than you need, so you can just play the game and get the perk points, it's fair.
I knew that was the reason why, and I don't know why no one else clocked it.
But I think it's just they might have gone a bit too far.
Possibly. I don't know how many I have. It's over 150 though, I think.
Oh yeah, easily. I think you're probably more. 200.
I only have one more milestone to do, actually, and I'm annoyed I still have one because I was trying to get them all done, and the only one I had left to do was just complete industrial sabotages. And I thought, okay, this has got to be the last one, right? But now I need to do 10 more. I need to do 10 more. Just can't be.
We're just gonna hope this drive rewarding is fun. But new DLC, which I assume you've seen.
Seen that?
What
do you mean?
And it ties very strongly, as you also probably would have gathered, with the scrappers. Or what is it? Wasters.
To match
Waster. Waster, like gun skin. Oh, what's it? Framework. Yeah, gun framework for the season pass cosmetic tree, which, as much as it probably wasn't, I mean, obviously that was intentional, but whether or not that's going to be a theme, like every cosmetic, expansion, like cosmetic tree skin set for the guns, because we don't know if that's going to be a theme, as far as they're going to add a new one each season.
I am interested to see what's in the tree of the pass in terms of sets. What armor skins? What armors possibly? What frameworks?
I think I'm not expecting, but I kind of am, for them to add a dwarf armor look.
I kind of am.
That is the kind of the one cosmetic thing they didn't do last season, and I feel like it's that could be the final one of the cosmetic tree, because they, as mentioned, they intend to doing a lot more in the cosmetic tree than the past. So I think having at the end of each cosmetic tree be one of the dwarves armor skins that looks really cool.
Armor set,
yeah. Then that'll be nice. You know what I mean? That'll be good as hell.
And I think we do need more armors unlockable in game.
Definitely.
Because currently, Brigade is that's the last one that was added.
Well, think about it, right? Yeah, we just get DLCs without even thinking. But the people that don't have the DLCs, they have 6 of them? The 1 to 5 and Scale Brigade. Yeah. That's it. that's all they have. Yeah. And that is for them, that's sad as hell. It's this is only cosmetic. The DLC is only cosmetic, but there's cosmetics is the progression system in the game. So if you don't buy the DLCs, you're also just not going to look as good, really. And it's just kind of I don't know. But yeah, they could definitely do with more armor sets. But they might not want to do it, considering they're also adding a DLC, but they're always adding a DLC, so that shouldn't, blind them.
Anyway, I just suppose there's not much point talking about the DLC in particular. I do find it actually kind of strange that it's going to be part of the trailer that is an explanation of the season.
Yeah.
I don't recall if that was a thing they did before, and I
think it was. Well, what was the last DLC? That was Rival Tech, wasn't it?
Rival Tech framework, yeah.
You know what they could do? You know what they're probably actually going to do? I'm actually going to put my bet on this. So, Cosmetic Tree last time, they had Wasters, and the DLC was Rival Tech guns. This time, it's going to be Wasters DLC and Rival Tech armors in the cosmetic
thing.
thing.
Rival Tech armor.
I think they are.
Yeah, because I kind of foresee a Rival Tech armor set being a thing at some point.
Yeah,
Either this season or right out the gate next season.
Maybe, but like they
salvage.
I suppose, but like
after the fact,
there isn't. Yeah, no. Like, I mean, we didn't mention it because but there is no more Robot Season 3. Season 2 is the end of Rivals. All right, whatever that means, as far as they're going to be removed from the game, but at the very least, they're not going to be the theme anymore. They're done as far as taking up the very loose story.
And if they're going to do Rival Tech armor, they got to do it now.
Yeah, pretty much, and I think that would work. Because then, that's the switch. And this is, like, clearly, as mentioned, Season 3 is going to be different. So Season 1 and 2 are going to be quite connected as far as season goes. I mean, they obviously are already. But, like, I think having them, like, be switched around like that, that's going to work well. So
it's possible, because they do sort of create DLC armor sets to match with frameworks that are in the game. But there isn't a precedent for it being the other way around. Not that there's been much chance for precedent, but the only other example is Megacorp, and there isn't, like, a Megacorp armor.
Like normally,
this could be different.
Yeah, normally they do have the armor tied with gun skins, and I feel like them doing like a kind of having a waster armor would make sense if now there was going to be a Rival Tech armor in the cosmetics, and it might not be in the cosmetic end of the cosmetics. It could be anywhere in the cosmetics, even in the season pass. But I think it does.
That feels like something that the company, DLG, would sort of put at the end of the performance pass for the dwarves. It's like a reward. But then the Robot Rebellion stuff, the armor, the Waster armor, they would make themselves. I think it almost works thematically. Yeah.
So I think, honestly, if I that's got to be one of my highest expectations now at this point that I've just created for myself.
You think if there is an armor set, it will be Rival Tech?
It would be the armor version of the DLC. I think that's what it will be, because I think that only makes sense. Because then it kind of feels really weird that there's now a DLC like stuff for the guns that you can't put on your armor. Like, I don't know, that's kind of But I honestly, I've just sold myself on that. So I'm expecting that now, and if it's not there, I'm gonna be mildly upset because I want more armor overclocks, or not overclocks, but like looks. But yeah, I mean,
that's wonderful.
Yeah, we kind of moved on to it without realising, but new free performance pass and cosmetic tree. As mentioned briefly,
we can really say.
Performance pass is being reduced down to 80. Cosmetic tree is being increased.
I thought it was 90.
90 or 80.
That's good.
But they are just reducing
if it's 80,
it.
That would make more sense.
Point is,
I feel like reducing it to 90 wouldn't excuse a big expansion of the cosmetic tree.
Yeah. Point is, they are reducing the performance pass and increasing the cosmetic tree, which makes sense because the cosmetic tree was actually quite cool compared to the performance pass. You know what I mean? The cosmetic tree was actually, it had the new currency behind it to make it more interesting and like drip feed it to you. Which I think is another thing, because you cannot rush completing the cosmetic tree. Performance pass, you could blast through in a week. You'll be crazy, but you could, because all it takes is playing the game. Cosmetic tree, you have to complete those missions and get the stars. So to prevent people from completing and getting all of the cosmetics, making the cosmetic tree longer is the smart move.
Do you think that adding... I don't think they're going to add more ways to get scripts. But
no, they probably won't.
More challenges actually to get scripts.
There might be, like, they might still have complete industrial sabotage, and they might have kill the nemesis as like a mission.
Yeah,
which actually they couldn't
sabotage one left over. That would work.
They couldn't really do that because you can't guarantee the nemesis unless you can with the rival warning. That might be one. Complete a rival warning mission to get a script. But point is,
I assume that would be a challenge.
Whether
it gives you a script or performance points.
Them specking into the cosmetic tree is not only a good idea because it's more interesting than the season pass or performance pass, but it's also, it slows people getting all the cosmetics more. Like, it was people were finishing the. Well, I completed the cosmetic tree before the pass, but I can't imagine a lot of other people did that. I know you didn't, Harry, because you just kept doing all the quests to boost you through the pass.
Well, I swapped out the ones with scripts, and
Yeah.
I actually started to struggle a little bit towards the end because I can't remember the exact reasoning why.
But yeah, so they've done that for like two reasons, because the cosmetic tree is more interesting and because it slows people getting content, which is something they're really interested in. They don't want people just getting everything instantly. Like that's their main goal, is to just peter out the content. Now,
God, I just want to see the patch notes, man. All right, okay. The next thing, last thing.
this
Obviously, there's a much more tagged onto the end, but
Yeah.
last thing.
this
New
is
shop-friendly mineral.
This is the biggest, like, blindside. Like, they never even so much as hinted towards this, right? Unless it has something that I'm theorizing. But, like, not once did anyone mention a new mineral and them going, or like them ever, like, teasing a mineral on the wall. And if they did, and we didn't notice it, I hate everyone. But, like, this is nutty. First of all, shop-friendly mineral. That has insinuations, right? But mainly just the mineral.
Yeah, the fact that they're adding a new mineral just seems so odd.
It
can't be a simple thing, right? It can't just be as simple as there's a new mineral.
The thing is, right, it really comes. It's just a weird, out of place thing. You know what I mean? They added a new mineral when they added the new 2 areas. Made sense, complete sense.
Yeah,
that would have been understandable. We honestly, arguably expected it, right? Like
that would be previous also to both new sets of weapons coming out. And that means you could somewhat organically weave the new mineral into prices, I guess.
And not only that, but this is a single mineral. That feels off to me. I don't know why, but like that.
It must have something to do with the warning, right?
I think. You know what? You may probably make a point. This mineral is probably like rival, like metal or something like that.
Could be. Yeah.
Like breaking a rival machine gives you like 2.5. I don't know, elvenite, or assuming they're elves, and
unobtainium.
Yeah. And so that is like, incredibly interesting to think about, that, you'd farm the enemies for minerals, but it also feels kind of weird. But like, I don't know, we got so little to run on, and like, new shop friendly.
Our speculation is kind of pointless. All we can really say for certain is, but not even for certain, but it must be certain, it's not completely simple. It's not just a new mineral. There's something behind this. It might not
there
be a
has
big
to be.
deal, but there is something behind this.
Because it's either it's either that this is something to do with something they mentioned, that there is a new way of getting overclocks, or there is something new to overclocks.
It's not a new way of getting overclocks. I think
they just said it's like spicing. They're just like adding something else to overclocks, basically. Like
I think it was something to do with a way of altering the odds in a way that you would want, something along those lines.
Yeah, they're just doing something with overclocks, and I feel like that's like the only, like, because otherwise it just doesn't make sense, right? For a mineral to come out of nowhere. If they thought they should have added a new mineral after the 2 maps, they would have added it last season. And so it doesn't make sense for them to be like, our maps are really, there's just not enough minerals, let's just add one now. That just doesn't feel natural. Like,
because it's not going to be added in. It can't be added into new biomes, right?
Yeah,
not the new biomes. It can't be added into the biomes. Just there.
It kind of has to be, though, right?
Because in terms of in-game acquisition, it has to be part of the new warning. To me, that's the only natural way. Not natural, but it's the only way it makes sense. Because that's the new thing. You can't just slap it on top of the biomes that already exist.
This mineral, if it is tied to the machines, then it's not going to be usable after the next season, right? Because there's no more machines.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So this mineral might, if it is to do with the machines or the new hazard or the kind of event stuff, it might be a event exclusive mineral that you get from completing the event, whatever that is. Like maybe
it's just like the nemesis.
You know how the prospector drops like pitiful amounts of minerals of the area. It might drop this new mineral that's like a mineral from a different planet, right? Like it's something they bring in. It's iridium. they just
powers their machines.
Yeah, like
vibranium,
stuff like that, and or but it doesn't. If it's just a new mineral
Beskar.
that they kind of push into like a couple maps, like as common and abundant, or abundant and scarce, and that's just it. Yeah. And like it's used to help upgrade one of the dwarves or two of the dwarves and buy some stuff in the shop. That would feel so weird. You know what I mean? That would just feel so off-putting. Like, okay, why do that now? Why do it at all? No one was asking for this.
We're sort of grasping at straws here, but we should probably focus in a little bit on the specific wording of this. A new shop-friendly mineral. What the fuck does shop-friendly mean?
And which shop, right? Because there's the mineral shop, isn't there? But that I doubt that's what it's referring to.
Shop. It's referring to accessory shop, right? But what does that mean? It's just like a mineral.
You know what it might? There? You know, because they're adding some of the season 1 cosmetics to the shop, right? Like, obviously, they're putting a lot... Cargo crates, lost packs, matrix cores, and the shop. So there's not going to be many added to the shop, but they are going to add some to the shop. Could it be that event mode items put in the shop will cost this mineral? And maybe event cargo crates as well. Not cargo crates, event matrix cores from the last event will cost this mineral to craft.
It's possible, unless they do a slight shop expansion, where you can like every week there's like a random item from a random point in like the cosmetic tree or the piles or something. So you can use these minerals to buy this. It's like quite a lot, and it's like somewhere from like halfway through and beyond the pass and the tree or something. I don't know, because also is it a new currency type? I would guess not. If they're calling it a mineral, I would guess it's just a new mineral, but it must serve some kind of specific purpose.
But so currently mineral does mean you mine it, right? That's like the only thing that we can guarantee that a mineral is, that it should be mineable just around.
Yeah.
Well, that's
I guess. But really? Is that true? It doesn't have to be just because that's how it's been already with all the others. I don't know. I think we'll just wait and see, because I don't really know what more we can say.
Yeah, point is, this is the biggest curveball of the new season, to be honest with you. Like, this has come out of nowhere. And I do think, because I think it must have something to do with the Matrix thing. Because it just doesn't make sense. Because that is the thing that we know, right? Like, we know that there's a new thing coming to the Matrix.
I don't necessarily remember them saying it's definitely going to be in season 2, though. But it probably is.
I think I'm pretty sure it is. I think they did. There was some
word on it here, though.
Yeah, well, exactly. That's what I'm thinking. If that is a thing, then it's in the much more, which is kind of weird.
I don't know. We don't have to wait long, though.
No, we do not, which is good. Which is why we're just getting it out here now.
Oh, I forgot my bonus topic. If you're done, we can move on to that.
Right. Well, there's much more, basically, which I assume includes overclocks and all of that kind of stuff. If the new friendly mineral isn't to do with the but the matrix cores, then matrix cores, then that's in the much more. But there is more that we can't even begin to speculate on at all. So what's your bonus?
Rival escalatanium. Right, so this is an idea, not an idea. Depends on how you define an idea. Something that came up when I first saw the image that, the precursor to this image, the beta version of this thumbnail.
All right.
And it had to do with the fact that it was in the actual environment itself, the glacial strata. It sounds trivial, right? But there's something about it feels so specific, and I don't know why.
Do you remember what biome they chose to do the caretaker one in?
No, it might be magma core, but the point is, it's very standout. It feels more prominent than usual, and in the thumbnail, there's like a Frost Praetorian like coming out the screen. But what's he doing there? That wasn't in the art. I get this weird feeling of a weird emphasis on glacial strata. And my stupid idea is completely hypothetical and it's unlikely. My stupid idea was that I don't know. That's where the rivals like have like a base or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, that is
find certain things.
That is literally the most probably foulest thing we have. But I mean, you got me thinking.
It's just this crazy hypothetical that may or may not be rewarded.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, yeah. This is even most speculative thing here. But I also think that maybe if it is just a normal mineral, right? I think they put it in here, right? Because think about it. The abundant mineral here is magnite. Right, and we kind of just not put together that it's because magnite grows in like extreme temperatures or stuff like that. But I think it would make more sense if they just added like a cold mineral, something like that. You know what I mean, to actually like represent the environment. So I think if anywhere needed a mineral to suit it better, I think it was here. So I think if it is a normal mineral, I think it probably is going to be a cold themed-ish one.
Okay, possibly. I think mainly what I'm just getting here is that this was an idea that came from a very loose feeling, and it's just something that I'm throwing into the ether, and I'll be surprised if it means anything. I'm just sort of just throwing it. It's just something that's there. I'm not expecting anything to do with that. It's just there, and it either will or won't mean something, and that's all.
That's all.
I've got.
There is also not really anything worth noting, but I think this is the first time they mentioned it, as far as I'm aware. That on the April 19th is the experimental branch is hitting Steam.
Nice.
So
wait, when is that?
That is soon. That is only 8 days. That's a week.
Well, I'm thinking what day that is.
A week. I think it's next Monday.
It's next Tuesday.
I was
Tuesday.
Wrong. Who knows? I mean,
I don't think it matters in the experimental branch, actually.
Yeah, they just kind of do it whenever they're comfortable, really, I think. Which I guess is when that is. But, yeah.
An early version, filled with bugs.
Yeah. once they drop that is it. Watergate. We will know everything about the update.
Well, yeah, all the patch notes will be out, so at least that'll help us out content. So that's a patch note to go through. We'll literally just do a video or podcast. Just going through.
Bro, we don't have enough hours to do a podcast.
Because we could go off on a tangent about literally every bullet point.
I think we should just do it. Yeah, I think that would be really funny if we just have like a 10-hour long video of just us reading the entire patch notes.
Yeah, we should do that.
That would be funny.
Because I want to do that.
Yeah, that would be hella fun.
Because it would just be our discussion about the patch notes, but we've recorded it. That's what it should be more so.
Yeah. Yeah. And like
sick.
Yeah. But right.
So I think that brings us to the end of this little escapade.
Obviously,
trailer thoughts.
You know,
it's going to be longer than the actual trailer breakdown that we did.
Very much longer. But
we
like
definitely do. That is a promise.
This is our like final predictions through the door. So when the video comes out, we could be like, oh yeah, we called that. Yeah, no, well, we saw that a mile away. Yeah, we knew that.
Or is there any predictions that you want to lock in?
I predict, which I don't.
Inside the menace. The
only thing at this point in time that I am now confident on.
Give me one prediction that you are confident in.
I think the final cosmetics in the cosmetic tree is going to be the Rival Tech armor skins thing. Like, I don't know.
Right. I'm gonna play it safe. It's gonna be a challenge to do a mission with the new warning on it.
Whoa. Wow.
No, I thought it'd be a little bit more out there than
that.
Tyler's wrong.
I'm not wrong. I honestly, if they don't do this, it doesn't make much sense to me, because I feel that would just work. That would just intrinsically bring both of these updates together through DLCs and cosmetic trees, and it would just tie it all together like really well. And it could be anywhere in the past, but I think the final tiers.
Slightly more outlandish prediction. The new mineral you can use in the shop to like buy like on sale items from the performance pass and the cosmetic tree.
That is out there, but also
Possible.
very possible.
As in, and if you want to like loosen up that prediction, there's going to be some sort of new thing added to the shop.
The shop could do with a bit of a touch up. It's become the least interesting way of getting items, so I think that would. Yeah.
It used to be the only way once. Remember that?
No, I do not remember that long ago. No, I don't. I really don't. I only have like a memory of Deep Rock from like I don't know. Overclocks, I guess.
About the year. Well,
Like-
oh god,
like-
Jesus.
That's those are the only times I remember actually being interested in playing. Before then, I'd just
Yes,
play
I
when
think
you
I
were
agree
playing.
with that.
And we only really played it because fucking Simon of the
I'm
Yogscast played it.
surprised with how much like changes this game's gone through. That my level is still intact from when I started.
Yeah.
The player level and my dwarves levels, they, because like the promotion like led. I think it went up to gold at first before they added the platinum, diamond, and legendary. Oh god. Anyway, we're getting off topic. We need to close this off.
Yeah.
We've
Basically,
given our final predictions.
those are what we're willing to bet our reputation on.
No. No.
If we're wrong, I will DDoS us, and you can come to our house and murder us.
You mean docs? What's DDoSing?
That's different. Yeah, no, I did mean docs. Yeah, I'm gonna drop our houses. We do not live together.
Faithful at 10 million subs.
Yeah, or if we get these wrong, there's no in between.
If I'm wrong, I'll make the channel banner picture of me sitting in that chair.
How about if there is not a you don't use the new materials to buy limited time items in the store from the original season, you have to post that video of the audacity of the company.
What?
The one you have unlisted, you have to post that if you're wrong.
Oh, my university project that I said I would upload.
Yeah.
Okay,
All right.
what are you gonna do?
Well, that begs the question.
But I don't know. I have to tell you.
Suppose I could probably like actually make videos. Don't know. I don't be doing things.
You can make a video of you playing a double warning mission.
Yeah.
That's haunted. That has haunted caves in it on Hazard 5.
I have to post a video of me playing Double Warning Hazard 5 every day until I actually beat it. Like on my own. Which will be a while.
That's not going to happen though.
Alright.
Still not going to do it. So I'll actually do mine.
Yeah, well, yeah. I will, yeah. I mean, I
I
will.
just want you to upload a video of you like, playing a double warning mission Hazard 5 with haunted caves.
I don't know why Haunted Cave specifically, but
Because
sure.
it sucks!
If the final things at the end aren't what I said it was, Rival Tech armor,
Fine.
then yeah. There will also probably
Okay.
be Rival Tech helmets within the cosmetic tree, but whatever. Alright,
Good point.
goodbye.
Goodbye!